Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have a really good special friend with me and she's
Merhaba canım, nasılsın?
I'm super happy to have you in here. Thank you accepting for my invitation.
You're more than welcome. I'll always have time for you.
Thank you so much. So tonight we are planning to talk about the generally about the year, the most surprising one, most unlikely ones, etc. So before I start to my questions, I would love to ask you that just generally, what do you think about this year? What do you think about the song, team, stage?
Yeah, I mean, this year I think, how can I put it? It did start weak. It did start weak. We can all admit that. I'll probably say it for loads of people that it started off weak, and we thought, fuck, like it's going to be a really, really shit year. So we just didn't really know where it was going to go. But as time went on, I feel like it's grown stronger, and everyone sort of bonded together to create probably a fairly strong year this year. Obviously, there's going to be a few songs, but that happens every year.
Yeah.
So I do think that this year is fairly strong. The staging gave me an orgasm. It was utterly beautiful. It's not small. For anyone that thinks that, it's not small. It's just very, very deep.
Uh-huh.
So when you look at it, there's more depth towards upstage than there is downstage. So it's a lot that way instead of that way. It's very intimate and I like that. So yeah, I do think the staging will be well, but it all depends on the audience, as well with the vibe. So I don't know. Do you like the staging?
I don't understand why people doesn't love the small stages. Because if the stage is big, we lost the artist, we only see the colors, there's just mass, like 2009, 2009, 2011, maybe 2016. So we don't need to lost the artist. I love the small stage like 2013, 2008, and this
Yeah.
one is so good. And I like the shape. The shape looks
Oh,
so good.
it's so good. It's so different. And we haven't got the sun.
Uh, it's working this year. I don't know. And I see the last visual of the stage, the colors, lights. I feel like they look insane. They're so.
It's a very, very different approach this year, but we have the UK has really taken Ukraine into consideration this year. Obviously, we are hosting on behalf of them. So we do, obviously, they play a big part. So we
Yeah.
have taken that into consideration. The whole of Liverpool right now is a mixture of between the UK and Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
So on that stage, and it really does portray that. I just think there's a few people that think there isn't that. And if you don't, you need to see it from a bigger picture. When
Mhm.
you're there, it's completely different. And I will take a video and I will send it to you so you can see it. But it's just a completely different vibe with an intimate setting that you have that you just feel at home. And I think that's what they're trying to portray because, what's going on over there at the moment. They're losing the home. They're losing the sort of love they have for the home. I feel like they're bringing that homely feel to the stage, and that's exactly what we want. So everyone, including Ukrainians, can feel that way.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I do think it's a very, very good approach from the BBC.
Totally agree with you. At the same time, we don't need to forget appreciate the BBC too. They're doing really, really great job. They're
Very, very.
trying to, catch the balance. At the same time, they are trying to do their best, etc. So I
Yeah,
think so far they're doing really great job, and I'm super
yeah,
excited for the shows.
good. Yeah, it was needed. See, the UK doesn't hate Eurovision. We were just fairly quiet.
You get really serious this job. I wasn't expecting to be honest because of maybe except last year, UK and the Eurovision was, they didn't set their
Everyone had it, apart from the fair for Eurovision community, I guess. And I mean, this year, once you give us something to do, we will do a good job of it. And the BBC have done that, and we do take things seriously when it's like that.
yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a memorable, memorable year for this year by far.
Okay, I'm totally agree with you. So what do you think about your hometown girl, Maya Malay?
Oh my! I love my.
She's a really kind person. She's very likable. I like her videos. I like her
Yeah,
TikToks, reels.
I'm
I
taking it though with the nails. I've grown in length with my nails.
yeah,
It's
I
from
feel like
May.
you can be really good friend of her. You can
Everyone
really
says
get
this
her.
to me. They're
Yeah.
like, "You're May will be really, really good
Yeah.
friends. I'm like, I don't know if she put up with my foul language, but you know, we can sort of work around that.
Wow.
I love
So,
May, love May. The song's perfect, radio friendly. It's everyone loves it, and if you don't love it, then stick to kid. Bye bye, leave.
she is doing really great job so far, and I'm pretty sure that she will be good at the staging too. There are some countries this year I'm very curious about their staging because the songs are so good, they came really strong, and actually UK is one of them because
Yeah.
last year you did an amazing job, and you made me hungry for this year.
So believe it or not, Sam Ryder is from the same county as me. We're both from Essex. So when I found that out, I was like, I feel so proud. I felt so proud. Bless him.
So what do you think about the internal acts?
Rita Ora was a shocker because she said she wouldn't do Eurovision. So I'm very, very surprised. I mean, I like Rita Ora, but I'm not a die-hard fan. I can listen to a few of her songs if I'm honest. I do think she'll perform very, very well. Very, very well. The Hard Kiss are just, I love the Hard Kiss. Tina Carroll. Oh my God, Tina Carroll. I'm obsessed with Tina Carroll. I love Tina Carroll. Like half of my wardrobe goes from inspiration from her. So the way I go around it, I absolutely adore Tina Carroll. So when she comes on that stage, best believe you might see me crying, holding my eyelashes when I'm done. But it's a strong selection. I mean, I was expecting the Spice Girls and everyone laughed, but to have Rita Ora and everyone else there, very, very, very good choice. Very good choice.
I'm really surprised about the names actually. But I'm gonna make a little bit gossip with you. I have a really close friend. He is from Manchester.
Yeah.
I sent it the visual on the Instagram account and I said, oh my God, tutorials will be in trouble. Like he said, no, I don't like him. I said, why? And he gave me some news about Rita Ora and Jadwin and Eurovision. They have a competition between
They're very feisty between each other. They're very feisty, but it's all out of love. I don't think it's malicious. There's a bit of competition there, but you know.
Yeah, I heard it, but
who doesn't love a competition, really?
Yeah, I love her so much. I know that she was a judge in X Factor.
She was. Years
she
ago.
was in there. Also, there's a girl from X Factor called Rebecca Ferguson. I
love Rebecca Ferguson. She is a Scouse queen, as we call her.
Her voice, her way of singing, I love her so much.
She's very authentic. Rebecca Ferguson is lovely. She's the definition of a Liverpudlian singer. Absolutely. And she's one that I'm quite surprised hasn't been chosen to represent the UK yet.
Yeah, same. Because if I'm not wrong, Lucy Jones and Rebecca was in the same year in the X Factor.
Yeah, exactly the same year. So I was really surprised she didn't get a shot, because her voice, the way she projects it, love her.
You can see her in the next years. Why not?
Well, hoping so. She can bring the Scouse accent.
So I think, yeah, UK will do a really great job for this year. But let's continue with the countries. So this year we have some countries where it surprised me, and some of them didn't give me enough energy. So okay, I would love to start with my most how can I say, most surprising country for me. Yeah. And I'm sure that you're gonna love this country, Slovenia, Joker out.
Why everyone says this to me?
I am dying for them.
I love Slovenia. They're lovely, lovely, sweet, and down-to-earth guys. Obviously, I met them at London Eurovision. They've got my support this year. They're going to give the best result for Slovenia in years. Yeah. Bojan has such charisma on stage, and so the rest of the guys have such charisma and presence on stage. It's just very different for them. So I truly think that LPS opened up the door for them to come in and just take it. And if they don't qualify, I will riot. And I will say that now.
I don't think that they will be qualified. It's 100%. I'm sure that they will be in the final.
They're very, very
and I
strong.
think that they will be in the top 10 for this year because they are doing an amazing job. Also, Bojan, He is engaging camera with the camera
Knows
so
how to work a camera. Boyan knows how to work a camera
yeah.
completely.
Chris
Yeah.
and the girls gonna love him so much.
Ah!
Everybody's gonna vote for him.
So I have to say he's very lovely in person too. He's very sweet.
All of them are likable, but I believe that I need to say that I'm okay. English songs are okay for me because it's easy to understand the lyrics, but
Yeah.
I'm more interested with non-English ones because I love the diversity in Eurovision. That's why I love
Yeah.
actually.
Absolutely. I love to learn languages anyway. Like I spoke to you the tiniest bit of Turkish before starting recording. So I love to learn languages, and in my reaction to Slovenia, I went viral for it. So they knew about the video.
Yeah.
And then my friends said they loved my videos. I was like, oh, Kvala, Kvala. I in my video I actually said I think I need to learn Slovenian. I've never ever said that. So yeah, so I do think I just love languages really, and learning different languages, and just to be respectful to people that come from different countries, and you know they may find it a bit hard. Of obviously my accent's fairly hard to understand, so if you learn a bit of the language, it just sort of breaks that barrier, and when you have that in Eurovision, it opens up a whole world to that
Yeah.
country. You can discover new artists, like with Serbia. That happened with me once I found Željko Joksimovic from 2012. I was looking at all these artists and like Hurricane and Seka Alexic, like Sario and Constructor and all these people.
Yeah.
So I love the diversity and trying to learn the language of the songs because it just brings it all together completely.
I'm totally agree with you. I'm in the same page with you. For example, last year my most streamed song was what was the name? Rigoberta. She came second in the
Yeah.
Benidorm Fest. I love her so much. After the Benidorm Fest, I followed her and I listened every song of her. And I
Yeah.
feel like I need to learn Spanish because Spanish is so good. And thanks to Eurovision for that.
Literally, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, I speak partially Swedish still, but I live with my mum and she's English, so I don't really speak Swedish that much anymore. So when I do, and I'm hearing all these languages, it's making me want to learn them. So with this diversity this year and actually being united, it really gives that off. And for people watching it the first time, and it just opens doors that you never really expected. And it's just such a lovely thing to see with all these songs in different languages completely.
Yeah, completely. So you're half Swedish, right?
I'm a quarter, and
Uh-huh.
I'm Swedish, French, and English.
Wow. Okay, you already have diversity in your genes, in your DNA.
I do. It's a funny old mix, but we're there.
What do you think about Sweden? Because I know that you're a huge fan of Lori.
My mother.
Like to talk about her?
Jag älskar dig Loreen så jättemycket. För fan, ja helvete. I just love her. I mean, I've been listening to Loreen since 2011, funny enough, when she entered Melody Festivalen, when Erik Saade was there as well.
Yeah, my
So
heart is
when
refusing.
My Heart Is Refusing Me opened a door for me, and I've loved her since. So her music helped me a lot in university as well, and it helped me gain my degree in theatre arts. So for her to do that, it has a special place for me when she's performing. And when I see her in London Eurovision, I cried. I absolutely cried my eyes out. My makeup was running. I was trying to find my stuff to do my face. You can see in Nushi's vlog, I'm like, I'm crying. And someone's like, we know you are. But she'll always be a winner to me. She's one in a million. Just there's something about Loreen you can't describe, and that's a very special thing to have, and it's very rare. So I adore Loreen completely.
I love her so much. After 2011, I guess, I started to follow her. And this year I was very lucky because I was really close to, my seat was really close in the Melt Festival and to her.
Yeah.
I had a chance to meet with her, and she's a very interesting person. I like her.
Yeah.
She has a charisma actually. And
yeah,
while while I'm talking with her, I was like, I feel like I'm talking with goddess right now. Because she has that energy.
I'd love to meet her, honestly. I'd manifest it any day to meet Loreen, just have a photo. That would be my bucket list done, if I could just have a moment with Loreen, just so I could give her a hug or just have a photo with her. Yeah, it'd be an absolute moment completely.
Yeah, I hope you can. So I'm looking at the bets right now, and Sweden has 45, and the bet says that you're going to
ridiculous. I've never seen that before. ever.
Do
I
you
don't
think
think.
Sweden will win this year?
As much as I support Blanca Paloma and Paella and Pussy, I do think she'll take the upper hand. Yeah, I can see the split screen completely. I just, obviously Cardi is there. We all know
Yeah.
Cardi is there, but you know, it's tough between those three this year.
I feel like while we are watching with the jury votes, we're gonna see Karia, Lorin, and this Blanco Paloma on top three. Maybe
Yeah.
Blanco will be second, maybe first. I'm not sure about that,
Yeah.
but he will be in top three. But the jury votes is televote, sorry, goes directly to Lorin. I feel
Yeah.
like
I think because I don't mean to play devil's advocate here and the stereotypical thing, but because people have seen Loreen before, they're gonna, oh my god, like it's Loreen, she's back. No, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, no, buzzing up the line. So you can see that happening, but there's also a few underdogs that may overtake. So we don't know. We don't know.
Mhm.
So we're hoping.
I feel like she is a very memorable person, so it will be advantage for her.
Absolutely. Did you see her sing Celine Dion's song on YouTube?
No.
Oh my god, Borak. Oh la la.
From
It's
her
such a
previous
song.
years? No,
So
early.
it was she sang, it's literally on the top of my tongue. I watched it today. She sang, Loreen, it's all coming back to me now.
Oh,
And I tell you what, that woman just, I can't believe it completely. Sent shivers down my spine without fail.
when she sang that, oh my God, I need to watch this one. Okay,
It's
after our, I think
beautiful.
I will.
Honestly, Borak is absolutely beautiful.
uh,
Absolutely.
She has a great voice, actually. Sometimes
Mm.
we didn't realize that because of her visual, because of, charisma, some thing in the stage, etc.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like sometimes voices behind of the, her visuals.
It's behind the bubble, but then when she belts and she sort of brings through that belt through her vocal tone, it really makes it memorable. And
Yeah.
then you hear her and it's like, whoa, Lorene's arrived. So it's really just, oh, I just love her.
Same for me too. It's very funny. I think last year, last week, sorry, it was a feast in here. So we were on vacation at my family's house. And my
Yeah.
uncle asked me that, who's competing Eurovision this year? What happened here? Because, Turkey is not part of Eurovision since
Yeah.
2012. And I said, do you remember Lori? She is competing again. And he's a normal heterosexual guy. He said
Yeah.
that girl with the dark, I already remember. I love that song. She was,
Wow,
how
wow,
can
wow.
you remember that? He said to me, I really like that song. I still listening it.
Oh my
I
God.
shocked. I just shocked. And
I would be exactly the same.
yeah,
Exactly
I
the same.
shared a tattoo with him and he watched it. He was like, this girl never surprised us. She has a quality. She set the bar.
How this girl is not viral is just beyond me.
Yeah.
At 39 years of age, how is she not viral? Because she deserves it. She's got the voice that could sell out worldwide completely.
I feel like she's changing something in Eurovision history. After her
Yeah.
first attempt, electronic music it was popular in the Eurovision. Now we
Yeah.
will see something different because also Netta affected Eurovision too.
Yeah, she did.
Kind of
Major.
similar effects.
Yeah, yeah. Netta affected it majorly, actually. She was another turning point for Eurovision.
Yeah.
So to be fair, at the time, I did like Netta. I did like Netta, but she's sort of gone off my radar at this current moment. But no, her and Loreen literally have just, it's just really weird how to describe it, but they've set bars and
Yes.
changed history for it. So therefore, going forward, people are just having this eagerness, this motivation to go forward towards it.
Yeah, I'm totally agree. So while we mentioned a lot Netta, I just remember that before the rehearsals, we didn't realize that Fuego will be Bob, and she will, fight for
Yeah.
to be. So do you think this year we're gonna have something like that? Before the rehearsals, we will not understand its quality. After the show, we can think about maybe this can be win. Do you think we have this kind of country?
Iceland.
Power.
Powerhouse. She's a dark horse, that girl.
Wow.
Absolute dark horse, Dillial. Seeing her live, if she
Mhm.
has the correct staging, whoa, she'll be up there. She'll be a contender. Absolutely. Or, funny enough, Czechia. And I know a lot of people will say shock non-qualifier,
I
but
don't
again,
know.
oh, I live there. So I used to live there, so obviously I'm going to be a bit like, ah.
It's a personal thing because that's why I don't like them. Last year Ukraine won and something bad happens in the Ukraine right now, and you are making a song to, named for the Ukraine. You are using some Ukrainian language. It's
Yeah.
obvious that you want to get some advantage from them.
You can see it that approach, you can, but you've also got to think artistically, which is mainly what Eurovision is. It's an artistic approach to diversity in music.
Mhm.
You've got to remember to have 5 languages in one, done in a country that isn't really massive on Eurovision, does play an advantage as well.
I think it's still mass for me, and I don't like their live
Yeah.
performance too, but their video clip, and it's like Wes Anderson movie. It's so good. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Oh, absolutely, by far. But I do think Vesna may have the upper hand as a shocker.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know why. Or Armenia.
I
Yeah.
love it so
I've
much.
heard the new version that she's posted.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
after I watched it on the first time for my reaction video, I just said that okay, the song is so good, but I'm worried about the rap part because
Yeah.
million people, you are in front of the million people, and you need
Yeah.
to sing it. You need to take a breath, etc. So it's a hard actually. I'm
Because I think it's also because it's not been done before. We're a
uh-huh.
bit weary, if you know what I mean. We're a bit like, is it gonna work? Is it not? And obviously Brunette's
Mhm.
known for having that. And I see it come across really strongly that 90s R&B approach.
Uh-huh.
And now with this, I guess you could say revamp, she's really brought that into fruition and brought that into play. So hopefully with the correct staging, it can really take it up there because I never normally support Armenia. I'm not really massive on their songs. But this year I am, and she's top 10 for me.
For me too, actually. I believe that there are some countries their time has come to into Eurovision.
Yeah.
Armenia is one of them because last year with the Snape they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Also, last year's Junior Eurovision for me was the best one. The organization was so
Oh, by far. It was amazing last year. I was gobsmacked. I was like, how have I never seen? Because I'd never watched Junior Eurovision. So when I see it, I was like, what the fuck?
the
Like,
organization was
the
amazing.
production, they were more professional than the
Uh,
bloody adults. I was like, how?
can you imagine that if they organize Eurovision in Yerevan, it's gonna
I
be
mean, I'd go. I'd pay. I know it's expensive, but I'd pay the money to go. I'd get the visa and happily go completely.
really easy for me because it's our neighbor. So
With your neighbours, it's easy. For me, they're bringing in visas, so I now have a problem.
for me, going to Liverpool is a problem because I don't have a visa, so I have to apply it,
I'll help
etc.
you. It's not a problem. I can say you're my cousin. It's fine.
For an amazing person. So, okay, I'm checking the countries at the same time. So, I would love to also talk about France because I feel like France is gonna be another dark horse.
She's an absolute underdog. Absolute underdog. I clicked with it. I loved it. It's very disco, modern disco feel. I just think that she's slipping down the ranks purely on the basis that the staging.
Uh-huh.
Are you actually going to say what you're going to do, or are you just going to be a copy and paste? She keeps saying that there's this massive thing for it, and she's going to do a performance. Listen, so many other artists have said this. They go on stage and it's a copy and paste.
Uh-huh.
Where you need a bit of confirmation with that. So vocally, she's a dark horse.
Yeah.
Staging wise, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
I'm very waiting something interesting from them.
Yeah,
I feel like okay, it will be interesting. I am not sure that I heard that she will be alone at the stage.
she
I'm
will.
not sure the song will be fit with that. Maybe she needs something on the stage, but maybe not the dancers. They need to
No.
be very clever, etc. So
If you had dances, it would be for Vogue.
yeah.
It would be voguing. That's the best thing that fits with that song, to just vogue all the time and do your business. That I think that would fit very, very well, but to a certain degree.
Right.
Or rollerbladers, or rollerblading dancers, like on roller skates, that would fit very well because it fits in that sort of genre.
Uh-huh.
But I genuinely just don't know with the staging. I don't know who's in charge of the staging this year either. So I don't know. I'm really, really not sure with her.
Hope they will bring something great for us because I'm
Oh,
hungry.
absolutely. France, you gotta pull your ass out of your head and do something, please,
Yes, as you
because I
said.
need it.
So another country I'm curious about their staging is Austria. And who the hell
Yes,
is Edgar Allan Poe?
yes, absolutely. If they have, I think I found on Google an Edgar Allan Poe like dress up act, like a tribute act. If they don't have him on there, I will riot. I will buy it for them and I will put him on the stage. Completely.
I'm curious about their staging because while the prep parties, I'm not sure they sing well, the harmonize was okay. Not
Yeah.
sure about the performance. Maybe they need to improve it. Also, I saw outfits. Outfits look okay for me. It's very similar with the
I did expect a little bit more,
our.
honest.
Yeah, to be honest, I was. I didn't
Yeah.
enough.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
completely.
for the staging, probably they will have for another people too for that dance. But
Oh, yeah. I think it's one that's a crowd pleaser because at every pre-party they've got people singing Poe. So even at London, everyone was singing Poe. So I do think it's a bit of an earworm and a crowd pleaser.
uh-huh.
But I just think that the staging needs to be either a meme based or like correct, because the song is very clever. The message in the song is very clever about joke songs getting more streams and more like money for the artist and that artistry and freedom than someone that wants to take their career properly. So it is very clever to do so.
Yeah.
So that comes across very well. And if people that don't really know that can understand that too, it'll work very well. But I'm just concerned about the staging, that's all.
Yeah, I'm curious about the back graphics. It's my personal work. I am working as a visual
Yeah.
artist. So I feel like if they do something, do you remember that there was some part there in the video clip where you think different fonts with pop, something like
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
see something like that behind the LED or
I
behind the
think that will. I think that will work because I think they said, or it's floating around on Twitter, that they're going to take some stuff from the video
uh-huh.
and then onto the stage. But how that's going to be portrayed, I'm very curious to see. Very curious to see.
Because while the pre-parties, Mayamula used something like that behind of her, and it was so good. Also, if you don't understand the lyrics, if you don't know the lyrics, so you can read
Yeah.
them, it's so clever actually for me.
I think the other staging that I'm curious to see is Portugal.
Mimi Cat.
Yeah, I'm very, because I love that song. She's exactly like the modern day version of Liza Minnelli with that song. Really, really reminds me of Mine Hair in Cabaret. So I in a national final, she did have the sofa. She did have the sofa, but I heard that she won't have it, and I'm hearing again that she will. So she's sparking up this sort of engagement of what's it going to be? What are people curious? Like, what's this? What's that? So I'm very curious to see what it will be like. I just really hope she stays with the cabaret element because it suits her so well, so well.
Also,
And her vocal,
has sympathy around the fans right now. Last couple
yeah,
of years, they did an amazing job, and also she is a very likable person. I like her cabaret things at the staging, the outfits, her gestures, etc. I think she is doing an amazing job, and I
she
don't
knows
understand
what she's doing and she knows how to portray it. That's
I
exactly.
don't understand why people doesn't put them in their top 10 on the semi.
Number 7 for me.
Yeah, I think mine is
Slovenia is
8
number
or
4. Czechia is number 5. Some I don't even know who's 6. I think Austria's 6. I can't exactly remember. And then Portugal 7.
I
She's top
think
10.
they're in my 7 or 8 place right now.
Yeah, she
But
deserves it as well.
yeah,
Like, she works hard.
I'm totally agree. What do you think about Noah Kirel and Israel? Because she
Oh, I love
published
her.
something about her staging. Did you see it this morning?
I think they were overhyping it because I used to be a dancer in theatre and I used to train fairly heavily because I used to be on Western shows and stuff. So as a child growing up, when you're in a choreographic room and in a studio, you'll have this crowd when you're performing to hype you up, to give you the motivation to do your job correctly, to be strict in line, everything's slick, everything's clean. If it's not on a set of 8 and it's syncopated, it could go wrong. So it really, I think that's what it was in that video. I'm curious to see what it's like because I've seen the blue outfit that she posted and I fucking love it.
Is it gonna be her Eurovision outfit?
I'm not too sure. If it
Uh-huh.
is, I thoroughly love it. I will buy it. I will go to the gym, lose the weight, and I will happily wear it.
You need to wait in Liverpool and do a turquoise carpet for you.
I'll be walking around doing this,
Uh,
trying my bra at certain artists.
that will be amazing. I would love to see.
I'd probably get arrested. You'd see me in the papers.
I would see you in the news.
But that was me.
Hey Noah.
But yeah, no, Noah Kirill. I love the song. I do. I love the song. I love the element of unicorn. I can understand what people mean when they say that, you know, there are a few songs in one there. That if you think about it, it just sways into another song. There's no blocking of a song there, no blocking composition. So when it flows, it's it works very, very well. But you have to listen to it in your earphones a few times to get the gist of it. Because if you don't, you're gonna think, who the hell is that? What the fuck is that playing? And who is she? That's exactly what it's gonna be.
Actually, my expectation was higher from her because I love her. I know her and other songs too. When she said that, okay, the song will have some Middle Eastern sounds in it. Yeah. I was reading more. Okay, that part is so good. It's gonna be fun. I love that part so much. I think this is gonna be iconic. But it's very small actually, especially at the last part. You know, you want to see me dance. Yes, I want to see you dance, but give me something Middle Eastern. Give me something from Israel. We don't need that, I guess.
I to be fair, I did expect okay, well, deep down, like a tiny bit, I did expect something a little bit Israeli in there.
Yeah.
Because I love the Israeli, you know, traditional sound. It really I love it. So for that to not be in there, I was just a bit like, what approach are you going down? So I was really curious.
Yeah, I'm same page with you. But I'm pretty sure that she will be in top 10.
Yeah, she will be. I think, to be fair,
quality.
In my top 10. I think I did put her as that.
I didn't make my final top 10 so far, but
yeah,
that she has that quality, so she will finish in top 10.
I need to update my top 10. I put it on my channel and got a load of hate for it as usual. So I really need to update my top 10 to the correct one.
I think it will change after Sunday because Sunday we have rehearsals. So when we see the stage, lights, artists in the stage, so everything will be changed.
Yeah, well, we're hoping for some goodness to come out of Miss Kirill. So we're all good,
So what's your who's your most
so
I'm planning a question for you. So who are you curious for? Who's your best artist so far?
Oh, that's so tough because I have a few. Yeah,
we don't names.
I think obviously Lorien, Karia, Blanca Paloma, Armenia, Serbia, Moldova. I'm very, very curious to see that staging from Mr. Pasha. So I want it to be spiritual because the song is very spiritual about the sun and the moon, and you had the pagan thing on the girls. So I'm expecting something very paganistic, if that's even a word. Obviously, I love Slovenia. I think everyone in the bloody Eurovision community knows I love Slovenia at this point.
I didn't say nobody said something different from them. Everybody loved them. It's very interesting.
Everyone loves it. They're very, very likable guys. They're very, very lovely guys. You see them interacting with the community all the time. They get a lot of shite. They get a lot of rubbish as well. And they have to, from what I've seen, they have to justify themselves a lot. So I quote tweeted one of their tweets today saying, why do you need to justify yourself? You're perfect how you are. Like you don't need to be like that. Ignore any hate, honestly. I mean, to even reactors, you know, ignore any hate that you get because half the time it's kids.
Yeah,
it's kids that, you know, they don't really understand the concept of it yet, and they're coming into this thing trying to learn. So it is that, and that's why it affected me in a bad way. So it is also that as well. But I just love Slovenia. Very curious for Cyprus.
Yeah, and with high notes. I'm very
good. Yes, have you heard them?
I heard it on the Instagram. He was posting something, but
yeah,
it's gonna be really different. Okay, you can sing in your home when you're alone, but singing in the stage in front of lots of people, millions are watching. You
Yeah.
have pressure on you. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
totally different, I guess.
My only concern, and I said this in Eurovision Tea and in an Instagram live last night, I'm just concerned that the adrenaline might get to him and he
Mhm.
might crumble a little bit. And I don't really want that for Andrew Lambert because he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's been working and training his falsetto extremely, extremely hard to stay on tune with it. But I think that's the only thing that would concern me. But I do also want to know the staging, because if it's going to be him
Uh-huh.
alone, I'm not going to be very happy, because he deserves the staging, because
Yeah.
it's a good song. If you had Greece or Cyprus, I prefer Cyprus
Yeah, 100%
by
Cyprus.
far. And I understand with Greece, which I'm kind of curious for. I don't know if you'll have the sofa in the rain. It might be a problem. It might get a few people wet. Not in that way. He's 16. Oh my god. Oh, Laura
We're not
Malaka.
judging him. We're not judging him. We're not sharing our opinions, you know.
Oh my god, I'm such a Malaka. Oh my god. Um,
A couple of days ago, while we are recording video with Costas, I said, I feel like Greece and Switzerland are the same person.
you know
And
what? If you put them in earphones, yeah, they are.
yeah,
You don't know whether you're listening to James Arthur, Remo, or Victor.
yeah.
You don't have a clue, literally. But with Greece, we've also got to remember, he's a baby in a very, very big ocean. He's 16, never been heard of in Greece before. He's just starting out his career, and his first step is Eurovision. I
Yeah.
don't know what Panic Records are doing this year,
He's,
but
he's an amazing voice, actually. I
he's
believe that.
he's very
Also, Panic
cool.
is very experienced about Eurovision, so they will
Yeah,
probably put us something different for his live
his
performance.
voice is very mature, very mature. So he could come across as like a 25-year-old when he sings, and I would not know that he's 16.
Yeah. I don't know
So
what was I doing while I'm 16, you
I
know?
can't remember what I was doing at 16. I was probably drunk at a house party somewhere.
Yeah.
At
I was
age. Yeah,
vomiting somewhere.
somewhere doing something I shouldn't have. We
Uh,
won't reveal those just yet. Let me get a few drinks down me.
oh my God.
I said that. Belgium.
Yes, I feel
Love.
Belgium will be great song to open the grand final.
I love Belgium.
He will put the set.
I love Gustav. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed about is he's not opening semi-final 2, because that would have been an amazing, amazing opener.
Open, yeah.
Whereas you've got Riley, who I have seen him live. He's very timid and very, like, when he sings, he's very like, and then
Yeah,
he
it
stands,
was
does
like
his
that in Sweden too.
and then just, I don't know. His staging's very curious to me. I don't know what's going to go on there. But with Gustav, there's a party, there's an anthem. It's very, very, 90s, like LGBTQA plus bar, and it's very like your chosen family song, which is exactly what it is. And I'm a straight female, so for me to feel like there's a chosen family there as a straight female is a very, very good thing. It's very meaningful. So, and to be fair, he's the only song I've had on repeat, apart from Slovenia and Lorien. So he's the only thing I've had on repeat since his national final.
Hmm.
This song, and that's how much I love Gustav, because I've had him on constant.
Yeah, I love it while I'm, running, because the song gave me some club culture mood. So I
Yeah,
love that culture, I love that energy. And it fits really good while you are running, because you need
yeah.
that energy, you need to get
It's the
more.
motivation. Yeah, it's exactly the motivation. I mean, it's a 90s dance floor filler song that you need back in the charts in this day and age, because everything sort of sounds the same at this day and age in the UK. It's either house music or drill, or like Ed Sheeran, and then James Arthur sounds relatively similar, or Lewis Capaldi, and I love Lewis Capaldi. So you need people like Gustav to come in and just freshen the industry up a bit more.
Mhm.
He's sailing through. He's probably gonna. I mean, he's 13th for me so far, because obviously it's a tough choice this year. But if I'm truthful, top 10.
I feel like after the live performance, after the rehearsals, his rank will be changed. People gonna
Absolutely.
love it. I believe that because I feel like they will change something from his live performance. They will try to do something bigger for the stage, etc.
Yeah.
I would love to see some drag queens on the stage or
Oh,
something
drag
vulgar.
voguing,
Yeah,
just Hurricane Katrina me all over.
yeah,
I'd love
that would be amazing.
Oh, I'd love it, honestly. I honestly really want to meet Gustav, just to give him a big hug and say I support him. Because he just seems so gentle and kind that I just want to give him a huge hug. And obviously get a photo.
Yeah, I would love to thank him too, by the way. He's very like
Yeah,
funny. He's very
well,
like
because I love you too.
to another country, I feel like we don't give enough energy to them, like Gustav, is Latvia. I don't understand why people doesn't like Southern Life. Don't you like that?
Yeah. Latvia with me, I'll tell the story. So when I reacted, I was a bit like, that's a choice. That's a no. I
Sure.
was really bitchy, like that's a choice. I was a bit bitchy towards them. And I'm sorry, Southern Lights, if you saw that. What's going on with me apologising?
Time to
Yeah,
confession.
what's going on? I've had to apologise to Ireland 5 times. Fuck me. But then as I kept hearing the song, I could feel my body start to sway with it. So that is my guilty pleasure song this year.
Yeah, I love
Literally.
that song so much. I really love it. My main problem is the rock part. Actually, I feel like I lost that part in my mind. But the beginning,
Yeah,
the sound, his voice, the
yeah.
entrance, it's so good for me.
It's
But
like a soft indie rock is the
yeah,
best way to say it. It's like a soft indie rock, and that way it can just, sit in people's ears. And I mean, Liverpool is known for having like indie Beatle type vibes of bands.
mhm,
So for them to be chosen, Latvia have done a very good game plan of fitting those into Liverpool because it brings up that vibe of where we are based. So Latvia for me, I'm curious for their staging. I'm hoping it's not just the band. I do
yeah.
want a little criticism there,
I
by
hope they
far.
will improve their national final, staging.
By far. Absolutely. I do hope Slovenia does that as well. I know they're gonna have the band obviously because it's a band,
Mhm.
but I want a little bit more there. Just a
Yeah.
tiny, tiny bit of, what Carpe Diem is, even if you have some fangirls jumping around, just to give that vibe off a lot more.
I reacted Slovenia's live performance video because I didn't know that they also have video clip too. And I feel like after I reaction, oh my God, this was live video and it is so fun. They're singing really, really good. People
Exactly the
are
same.
enjoying them. I
Exactly the
feel
same.
like, wow.
Yeah, I can confirm it's exactly the same at the pre-parties as well. London Eurovision was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was like, am I listening to the radio version? Like me, Noosh, and Oz looked at each other like, oh, and Faith. Well, looked at each other like, is this the studio version or the live version? Like, oh my God. Also, saying that, one who shocked me,
Who?
San Marino.
They're doing really great job so far. What do you think?
They are. So at London
They're
Eurovision,
growing on me.
yeah, majorly. I mean, they've gone up to number 11 for me. So they've grown
Wow.
a lot. So when we was at London Eurovision, they played one of their songs that's never been heard of, like obviously before in this community.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, Barack, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I was like, how the hell did this not go to Eurovision? They've got like an animal. And then
Yeah.
they put like an animal, and I was like, what the hell? Me and Noosh looked at each other like, oh my God, they're actually really good. And then obviously I put them on my story and they DM'd and said, thank you. I said, you was amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I said, look, you're actually near enough in my top 10. And they were like, oh my God, thank you. So they're really, I have spoken to them on a DM. They're very lovely guys.
At the beginning, while they'll choose from their nation selection, I didn't get, very good vibe from them. They're okay for me. But during the time, after the pre-parties, they all grown on me. I really
A
love
lot.
I love them a lot. The energy is so good. Also, today they released the video clip. It is also so
I
fun.
need to react to that. I do need to react to that,
Yeah.
really and truly. I did say I would react
Like
to
they
it.
will be borderline on the semifinal, They will be finished
Yeah.
11th place. I feel like
Yeah.
that.
Either that or they're gonna knock out someone that, or a ballad. They're gonna knock out a ballad. Like Lithuania or Alika.
Lithuania, I don't think
I
it
would cry.
was
I would cry.
so
But
good.
I can see something like that happening. Or having like Greece and Australia be fighting for it and one of them gets knocked out.
Okay, that can be. But for me, there are some 3 or 4 countries in the second semi. They will go direct to the final. They're the safer ones. Lithuania is
Yeah.
one of them. Lithuania is
Lithuania by far. She's got the upper hand on that one because of the nostalgic feel and the spiritual feeling in that.
uh-huh.
Elika does, but what lets her down is just her at the piano. I do expect more because when that piano plays by itself, it's like a bloody exorcist. And I hate that horror film. So so when I think she needs just to have a little bit more there, like a bit more of a presence, because she's got the vocal. Fuck
Uh-huh.
me, that vocal is ridiculous. It's just the fact that, you know, there's not much staging there, whereas Monica Linkaiter actually does.
Yeah.
And she has like them people around her emphasizing that. Alika doesn't. So
Yeah.
there is that contradictory there.
Yeah, when we compare them, actually Monica is very memorable.
Yeah.
I just forgot that this year voting system is changed. While I'm watching the Estonia, I was saying that okay, jury is gonna love her because you know she is a good, great person. She is singing live. There's a piano, and it works for the Eurovision. But Kostis just realized me this year we don't have juries in the semis,
We
so
don't. It's
we
just
almost. So she can.
to be fair, there's a massive Lithuanian diaspora in the UK. So it does give a lot of vote compared to the Estonian diaspora. So it does give a lot of votes for her because obviously in my personal life, my job, my boss is Lithuanian and she knows about Monica Linkaiter. And she even said to me that she's gonna vote for her. So to have that already
Yeah.
there, it's the same thing. It's the same with Poland. There's a massive Polish diaspora in the UK, and the same with Romania. Even though personally, I think Romania might qualify, but it will be like a thread, an absolute thread.
No, please. No, if I will be very upset. I would be really, really. I'm sorry. I respect his art. I respect his song, but no for
It's
Romania.
just a bit horny for an 18-year-old. It's just a bit too horny for an 18-year-old. I don't think I was ever like that at 18. All right, I got my boobs out a few times when I was drunk, but I don't think I was like that at 18.
No, it's like when you go to Amsterdam, there are some cabarets. While I'm watching this program, I feel like I'm in the Amsterdam in the cabarets right now because I feel like I'm getting that vibe
Exactly
from
what I got when reacting to it. Exactly. And I loved it to start with. But coming to think of it now, having the girls like that, I'm a bit like, is he too young? Is he too young? It might just be my age because I'm being 26, nearly 27. I'm a bit like, is he too young? Is he sure? He starts in your mind and you're like, what's going on? I'm just glad it weren't Greece that got that song because then there would be a problem.
Oh, so I'm thinking about what did you watch Netherlands live?
No, they weren't in the UK. Then I don't think they got invited.
Because you know my boyfriend is living in the Netherlands. Right? I'm
Yeah.
part of the years in there, part of the years in Turkey. So I heard that in the Netherlands, actually they're judging them so harsh right now.
They are. Jan Smit walked away. He's walked away from the whole thing.
Wow.
They were Vins from Eurovision Vins. He sent a video tonight because they were on TV. They've changed the song, so the key change is an octave. I believe it's like an octave higher or an octave lower to match the vocal pair them so they can harmonize. But they got a lot of shit, and it was a unfair. I mean, all right, I put the Netherlands as a qualifier for me, just on the pure fact that I do like the song, but I do see it as a shock non-qualifier. So I know I see them in videos and they didn't sound great, but for them to get this amount of hate is not fair. It's not fair. And I understand a country can turn against their own song. I completely understand that. Look at the UK, we're a laughing stock for decades. And now there's this more support around this slowly but surely. But to have this hate and to just bring this down on people and for Duncan Lawrence to stop his album release to focus on them.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
I don't understand that. Actually, in Turkey, we did it a lot. For example, when Hadise released her song, everybody judged her really harsh. While she is in the Eurovision in Moscow, everybody judged her hard. We're always judging our artists. But I don't understand why we are doing that because the artist is already stressful right now. You know, they try to represent their country, they have pressure on them. So
You
why?
think right now, when they get selected, it's an easy journey. They just do their press and then they start planning. Coming towards Eurovision, you're going to feel this heavy, like, I guess you could say, bricks on your shoulders to have this pressure of, this is my country. Even if I'm not from there fully, like Lazara, she's from Canada, can't even talk, teeth in, Canada, but they obviously speak French in there, so she can obviously do the French.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's your country, it's your career,
Yeah.
it's breaking point with record labels, whether they're going to keep you or give you the see you later. With a lot of record companies have done that with artists. It's are the crowd gonna like it? How do press feel about it? The general social media diaspora of that as well. If you're gonna get a load of shit, that's gonna affect you mentally. That mental state, you need to be so strong to carry this on your shoulders. If you crack at any point, it can really, really affect you.
Yeah.
So for the Netherlands to have this, I can completely understand the way they're feeling at the moment, and it's exactly the same with all the other artists as well. You think rehearsals start next week, this is probably one of the biggest things of their career they may possibly ever do.
Yeah.
They, you know, do even bigger, and we love to manifest that, but to give all this extra pressure on when they don't need it,
Yeah.
even from their own country, it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary, it's not the right time. Also, I don't understand that. You know, it's a journey actually. The song written, then the singer started sing, then recorded. So you don't see that your artist sing it or doesn't sing them. You need to
Yeah,
understand it before you publish that song. So where were
absolutely.
you? Also, they work with the Duncan.
So
Duncan
you've got
was
to
like,
think, being an artist and being in a studio is exactly the same as being in a dancer when you're choreographing a show.
yeah,
These things take time, right? These things can take months and months and months, possibly years. You could start a year ago writing a song and you have it for Eurovision now. This isn't something that's written overnight and you can just compose overnight and it's polished. No, you've got the mixing, the engineers, you've got the composition, you've got what does this fit, what does that fit. So it starts literally from the moment you open your voice and sing that first note. Once that first note is sung, you literally know you have to be polished. And if it does get submitted and you are successful, that's when the journey begins.
yeah,
And we don't see that behind closed doors. And a lot of people don't understand where that comes from when they say there's blood, there's sweat, there's tears, there's breaking point. A lot of people need to understand that with these artists because they don't. And you can see it when someone says to them, you know, the song's shit. All right. All we could admit as reactors, a lot of us have said that a lot, and we can hold our hands up, but we'd never go for them personally.
yeah,
A lot of these people are going for them personally because of their artistic status, and it's not okay.
yeah,
So they need to take a step back from that. Okay, I don't like Ireland, I don't like Poland. I don't go for them personally. Like I didn't like San Marino to start with. I never went for them personally. I done it on the basis of a song. Listen,
You need to separate them actually. You need to
exactly,
separate them and understand them.
exactly. And a lot of these people don't. So to have that on your shoulders right now,
Yeah.
I completely understand where they're coming from. Completely.
I just wish them, you know, I don't care about the rank at the grand final. I just wish they will be in the final. They will, you know,
Exactly.
eliminate at the semifinal. Because if they eliminate in the semifinal, I feel like they will be more pressure than now, right now. You know,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They've probably got sleepless nights, anxiety, insomnia, the constant thoughts going around their head, the 2 o'clock in the morning phone calls, the odd hours of sleep, the odd social hours. They're gonna have those things.
uh,
And you don't understand where they're coming from. Get to understand, because when you're in their shoes, it is a big shoe to fill. And this is one of the biggest contests on this planet.
yeah,
So when people don't understand that and they don't get that, it concerns me. And I understand, look, not everyone's going to come from the same way that we do. Do you know what I mean? As reactors or, as critiques or anything like that. They're just going to be the average watcher. But they need to understand, if you're not there from the start to know their process, don't go judging them personally on what
yeah,
they are in that final, because that's not fair.
yeah.
You go by that song, not who they are as a person. So yeah, that's exactly how I feel
Based
with it.
on
And
this,
I get it. I've been an arsehole to some songs. I'll get that. I'll hold my hands up and I'll admit that. But I would never go for someone personally at all.
actually, based on this, I can understand why EBU can, you know, we don't have, you know, we don't allow to watch the first semis right now. Actually,
Yeah,
based on these critics right now, I understand that
exactly.
people will be
Exactly.
more nicer. It will be great for everybody, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And because of all this hatred, I feel like there's a lot more hatred this year. All right, I had a scandal with the Serbian national selection singer, Mr. Perovic. He was very narcissistic.
Yeah, I
And
heard that.
he was playing a victim.
He texted you, right? I think I watched it on the Eurovision TV.
Yeah, so he messaged me because he didn't get to the final. So he messaged me, seeing my reaction. He said he was very thankful. Listen, I know a lot of people that don't speak very good English, and I have time for you, and I will help you learn English. And in return, I want you to teach me about your language. I'm not one of these people that will come for you and be a dick about it. I have time for you. I will help you with pronunciation and vocabulary and things like that. And if you struggle in person, it's completely okay. I'm there to help you. Don't come for me when you message me saying, I liked your song. I'd love your reaction. I said, thank you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I love your charisma. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's lovely. Thank you so much. Then obviously watched his performance, and he was like, I can't believe this. Can you react to my final performance, like the semi-final performance where I didn't get through? Everyone is so shocked right now. Best believe nobody moved. Nobody moved. So I had that on my shoulders and I started ignoring it. And then I showed it on Eurovision T. It blew up. He saw it, see messages. He was like, I just wanted your support. It's not my fault that you didn't get through to the final. And you're going to complain to RTS, the broadcaster.
Yeah, it's not for me, actually.
Exactly, to sweet talk you into the final. That's not how this works, baby cakes. This is not how it works at all. So I outed him for it. My friend Jody actually DM'd me that he put me back on his story, calling me an attention seeker, calling me like a socialite, I guess you could say. Listen, baby, I'm not anything like that. I'm not an attention seeker. I'm a dick sometimes. I get that. I have this character about me. I'm not an attention seeker. If I was an attention seeker, you would know. If I don't like something, you will know.
Yeah.
Don't say that about me when you're playing the victim and you're manipulating and being narcissistic about the situation. And thankfully, people saw my side of it and they decided to say, well, no, he's a dick. Don't worry. And then I found out in Serbia that he's not actually very big as an artist, and not many people like him. So that was that drama. And then after that, it stayed quiet, thankfully. And he unfollowed me. So I was like, Koala.
People loves you because you are saying what do you think directly. Actually, you are not saying something, like everything is so good, blah blah. Yeah, we are living. You're saying directly, and that's why people love you. That's why I love you so much, actually. He texted you because he knows that people loves you, and he texts you. He need to understand that if you don't like it, you can text directly. If you are handle with it, it's okay. If you don't handle with it, if you just want to hear something good about you, so you don't need to text you because you're not that person.
No, I'm probably the wrong person to say it to. Because me with my reactions, I will just say it how I feel at the time. Sometimes I'm the person that will say what everyone is thinking, and then I'm the one that gets all the shit for it. So, yeah, it's just how I am, and I'm not going to change that for the sake of these people
You don't need to do that, baby. We love you like this. You don't think.
Oh no, but yeah, no, that was the drama. That was the drama.
I love dramas a lot, and Eurovision community has lots of dramas. I love them so much. You need to see Turkish Eurovision community. Everybody hates each other.
Really?
Yeah, there are lots of dramas. I need to tell you later.
No, I thought it was peaceful in Turkish Eurovision.
It's like, everybody hates each other. They're always fine. Everybody says they're best, etc. So
I can imagine that as well. Oh my God. Even when I went to bloody Izmir last year, I was sailing Kushitasi, and most of the songs, they were like, this is my brother, this is my cousin, he is best, he is this, he is great. I'm like, who the hell is he? But I love Turkish people, so I can't complain. And I love the music, so.
And the Turkish people, I love you too. You're an I need to say it while we're recording too. You are my favorite Eurovision YouTuber. I love to watch you. I need to say you're the funniest person I saw in YouTube.
Oh, teşekkürler.
So I
Get me
think
all
we
hot
can
now.
finish right now because it takes a lot of time. I don't want to take your time. It's Friday
Don't be
night. So I can
silly. Don't be silly. I've got time. Don't be silly. I've always got time. Don't be silly. I always make time for people. Don't be silly.
So, okay, my last question for you. Who is your, except Loreen, Karia, and, Blanca,
Yeah.
we already know
Yeah.
the Korean country. Who's your favorite country and who's your less favorite country in this year? I want two countries from you.
Least favorite country, Croatia.
Stu.
Stu. Oh, I did sing along to it drunk at London Eurovision. I did. But I just can't click. I can't click, and I can see the average outsider being like, what's going on? And another one that I love, obviously, apart from the four that I kept raving about, and people are probably going to hate me for, Malta.
Yeah, I love them too, actually.
Love the busker. Love the busker. They're lovely people. Absolutely lovely people. Hearing it live is just a dream. Absolute dream. You feel like you're in this 80s like party, and you're like obviously in a sweater, and you feel like you're in this 80s party, just having the time of your life, and it's really
Uh-huh.
relatable. And I mean, it's the step in the right direction for Malta. Absolutely. Without fail.
Yeah, when I listened them for the first time in my reaction video, I didn't like them that much. Actually,
Really?
yeah, I said that I didn't get great energy from them. The song has really good energy, but the singer doesn't have that. So lots of people hated me. I get lots of messages,
Don't
comments.
worry about that now. Don't worry
But
about that.
during the time, during the pre-parties, I love them a lot. And today,
Yeah,
when I'm cleaning the home, I listen that song.
yeah.
I
Literally me and my
really do.
time. It's literally I've got the saxophone going right in my head constantly. Even
Yeah.
when I wake up, if I've had like a night out, the first song that I normally wake up to in my head is the busker. It's really weird. I have the busker just go around in my head, get it out of my head for the day. So it's in such an earworm. I think Malta chose the right song. I think it would have been Brooke for me, secondly. But that's a typical multi sort of entry that you get. So with the busker, it's a good approach. It's a different direction. I do think they're going to qualify, even though they are in the deaf spot, but statistically on paper it's third. So I do think they're going to qualify. I do. And I love them dearly.
They will be in the final. It's obvious for me too. And
Mm.
it's surprising that this year, for the first time, Malta doesn't have any drama.
Oh no!
Every
Oh
year
no,
they have
they
some.
did. They did with Aiden.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
did. So there
Yeah.
was something this year. He'll
Yeah,
probably watch this after saying that now. He's normally everywhere, Aiden. So
yeah. I forgot that you
yeah,
did.
yeah. Oh, Miss Regina.
Actually, Regina wasn't good. Ritmo was better for me.
Ritmo was a lot better. I
Yeah.
wasn't a massive fan. I was not a massive fan of Regina at all. I was like, I need a bit of a push with this song.
Also, I don't like, there are some people, they're attending the national selections.
Yeah.
After them, we saw them everywhere. Aiden is
Mhm.
one of them. Last year, he went every pre-party, he sang slow-mo, he danced like Chanel, etc.
I know.
Give a break, please. We need to miss you, so please leave alone. Then
Come
we,
back. I mean,
yeah,
he done the results from Malta last year. Like, I know you made it more than Emma, baby, but please just have a break.
yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
Vacation.
last year, don't train the national selection and come back 2025. That will.
2025. Can you make that 230? And then we're good. Honestly, that guy is just, I don't even know, a different kettle of fish completely. Completely.
I'm thinking about other countries to ask you, but I think we almost talk all of them. Okay, we have a great country and we forgot to talk about that. A great weird family.
Albania.
Yes, a very shocking face.
The Turkish drama song.
Yeah.
It's what you'd normally hear in like when was it Ibrahim Chakol? It was in Intersection on Netflix. Oh my god. I can't remember his name. It's Ibrahim or something. He was in Intersection on Netflix. And it all like Kullup when that was on Netflix as well. Wait.
No.
Ibrahim. Ibrahim Jellicoe? Oh no, is it Jellicoe? This guy.
Ha, İbrahim Çelikol.
Him Jellicoe, when he was in Intersection.
Hı hı.
I can't think what it's called. Yeah, Intersection. When he was in this, I'll try and find the Turkish way for you.
Oh, I see. I
When
do
he
think
was
that's
in
really.
that kind of music, that's exactly what Albania would be in.
Do you know
Completely.
they made revamp version in Istanbul?
They what?
They did revamp version in Istanbul. They
Did
come,
they?
yeah, they come to Istanbul and they did it in here.
Oh my god, I think I need to come to Istanbul.
Yeah,
I think I need to come back to Turkey.
yeah,
Eh?
so let's go.
I'll come back to Turkey any day.
Yeah, actually, I'm a half Albanian. My father was born in Albania, and yeah, I'm a half Turkish, I'm half Albanian, but born and raised in Turkey. Actually, I quite like the song. Maybe it's because of I like that sound, very familiar for me.
Yeah.
But the family is kind of weird for me, you know. The sister, the sister's face is always in shock. She's like, "What's happening right now? Which camera I
Did
need
you
to look?"
see them on their natural fun performance? They look like they just had an argument.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, she is angry. And I remember
yeah.
tweeting it. I was like, they definitely just had an argument before going on stage. Like everyone can see it.
But I love them so much, by the way. The brother, for example, I don't think that he is singing. He's just standing there to show their family. I feel like
Oh yeah.
yeah,
He's there for the time. He's like, you know what? Do
yeah.
it. Zemra, do it. He loves it.
Yeah,
The
but I
dad
love
loves
them.
it. Well, honestly, it kills me.
But I love them so much. I don't think that they will have a good result at the end of the day. But I feel like they will be in the finals because they are working with Sasha Jean Baptiste, and Sasha Jean
Well, yeah.
Baptiste knows.
Me personally, I don't know if they will. I've said no for now, but knowing Sasha Jean Baptiste, how strong she is, they will probably either get 9th or 10th, just because of obviously it depends how the family are on stage too. So if the family don't pull through, then we're in trouble. If they do, happy days. But there's a massive Albanian diaspora in the UK as well, so that will give a massive emphasis on votes for them. So yeah, I mean, just see how we go with those. Surprisingly, we'll see it in a Turkish drama one day.
Yes. I need to show it everybody in here. Maybe we need to use in some Turkish TV series, you know?
I'll watch them. I love watching Turkish TV.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Yeah. So I think we are done. All done. So thank you so much for joining me. And it was really nice to talk with you. I was super excited at the beginning and I'm so thankful for you.
Çok teşekkürler.
Rica ederim. Guys, if you watched us, okay.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah. I always forget that.
Burak is very tired. İyi günler.
I'm not tired, but I'm also super excited. And while my videos, I always forget to say, don't forget to follow me, blah, blah, etc. I feel like
comment down below to Burak. You know, he deserves it. He's up and coming. You
also,
know that.
to follow her, Slavandik, because she's doing amazing on YouTube. Also, she will be in the Liverpool, so we need to follow her very close.
I'll be there from the 7th to the 13th. I'll be in Liverpool. So if I'm around and you see me with Nushan Oz, just come and say hi. We don't bite.
Call her and say hi and grab a beer for her.
Don't get me drunk when I'm in the press room. A bra might be missing if that happens.
So, okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Görüşürüz.